welcome to the partial demonstration of IoT Smart Energy Metering System. So here we are going to get the readings of the energy meters through IoT. So the main purpose of this project is generally like, the electrical persons has to come to our home and to get the bill, and they need to take the readings and they need to provide the bill. So instead of that, so directly we are going to get the energy meter reading along with the billing directly into the phone. So this is the phone of the super concern department. He can get the total energy meters bill by accessing the particular energy meters through Wi-Fi. So here we are making use of Wi-Fi module, so ESP8266. Through that we are going to get the information like energy meter reading, as well as if the particular consumer didn't pay his bill, then it can be isolated uh, from the phone only. And also if the energy meter crosses the threshold value, then automatically the bulb will be isolated. So this controlling section will be achieved with help of our electromagnetic relay. So coming to the flow, so directly we are going to provide the 230 volts to the energy meter, and from here we are going to provide the supply to the load through this electromagnetic relay. And coming to this another power supply, we are going to provide the 5 volts power supply directly from this adapter to the our main motherboard, that is PIC microcontroller. So the adapter input is 230 volts, output is 5 volts. So once it get the 5 volts power supply, it start reading input from the ESP8266 Wi-Fi module, and based on the command received, it will execute the commands. So here we paste the commands like capital A, small a to on and off, and small g to get the readings. Okay, so before switching on this switch, we need to enable the hotspot in your phone. So it's a very important step. So enable the hotspot, and the name should be, so here the name should be project 4451. So we mentioned it is, so 4451 without any space, without any capital letter, and a password 123456789. And then after enabling that, so I have enabled the hotspot with the name, and the password is 123456789. Then enable the hotspot and give the power supply to the load as well as to our main motherboard. So just give the power supply, there will be a welcome message on your LCD display, and just providing the power supply, the energy meter. Once we provided that, so there will be light indication on the energy meter. Okay, so after initializing properly, it will ask for waiting for the connection, right? So now you can check in your mobile phone. So one device is connected already, you can see that. And now you need to install two applications. That's very important. I forgot to tell you initially. One is Juice, okay, the simple application, and Network Analyzer. So now after switching on the kit, go to Network Analyzer app to get the IP address, do LAN scan and scan. There we can get the IP address of our kit. So that is, in my case, I got the IP address of 192.168.43.58. And now go to Juice SSH. So we need to enter here. So already entered. So just I'm removing that. So first of all, just go to connections and place. Here we need to enter the three steps. One is type, is a telnet, and address is which we got it from the our network analyzer app, 192.168.43. Okay, and then after port number, this is very important. Telnet, IP address, port number 8080. Now click OK. And now open. So once you get that, you can see here the device got connected directly. So once the device is connected, you can see in your LCD screen. So its monitoring will be displayed on your LCD screen. Okay. So we can get this reply. this is the reply we will get. So using volume button we can control that. So IoT energy meter. So capital A to on, small a to off the device, and then after G to get the data. So I'm sending G initially. So I got the data of load and tariff. So once I enter capital A, then the device was switched on. And also if I enter small a, it will be off. So this is the controlling section. So let us see the reading limit. So for that we need to enter that. Already it's crossed already. So while the running, so we set the limit for 0.01 kilowatt hour. So now we can see that it's going to be the already overcrossed. So that's why it will display that overload. So in order to reset that, then again restart the system. So whenever you restart the system, every time we need to go back and wait till it has to display on the LCD, like waiting for the connection. Then only you can reconnect to the system. Now it's showing waiting for the connection. Just I'm clicking on that, and now we'll get the IoT based smart energy meter A to on, A to off. I'm setting A. So the device was switched on. If I enter G, so enter that key on. If you keep on sending G, so you get the readings. While you are sending the G, it will check for the limit also, right? So now it is going to 0.006. So wait for some time, the reading will be increased to 0.001. So when it's crossed over there, then automatically it will be isolated, power supply. So now, right, it's crossed and overload displayed here. So in this manner, we can control and we can set the limit. So coming to the flow and coming to the connections, as we discussed all the flow connections, the relay connected at C7 and LCD connected at B2 to B7, and ESP A2 also is connected B0, B1, and energy meter connected to the A4 pin. So here the energy meter interfaces to the microcontroller to this optocoupler. So we are using a PC817 optocoupler. So the purpose of this optocoupler is whenever we are getting signal from the energy meter to the microcontroller. So where we are getting that. So this LED. So as we know that in every electronic energy meter, so there is a one LED which blinks based on the load connected to this energy meter. So if this load is heavy, then the blinking rate is faster blinking, or else low load, low blinking range. And now that particular LED output given to this optocoupler, and from there to the microcontroller. So here LED is though DC, so why we are not connecting that particular LED to the motherboard directly? Why? Because if is there any short circuit happens here, so the whole circuit is based on AC. So then if it AC directly given to the microcontroller, unfortunately or accidentally, then the particular microcontroller will get damaged. In order to protect that, we are using optocoupler. So now if anything goes wrong, only the particular optocoupler will get damaged. So just by replacing that optocoupler, the whole system will work normally.